The government hopes to extend its powers to monitor the web activity of every individual in the UK. According to the Sunday Times, the new legislation would be announced in the Queen's speech next month. It would enable government intelligence agencies such as GCHQ to examine on demand and in real time any phone calls made and texts or emails that have been sent. But it cannot actually access the content of the communications without a warrant. That means it would be possible, though, to trace the individuals or groups that people are in contact with and how frequently they communicate. Well, a similar proposal was previously considered by the Labour government in 2006, but abandoned after opposition from both the Tories and the Lib Dems. Let's get more with Sky's political correspondent, Peter Spencer at Westminster. So, Peter, they were against it then, they're for it now. What's changed their minds?
Well, what they would argue is what's changed their mind is that the terror threat has increased and that technology has moved on, and so it is vital that they move on with it. Indeed, there is a statement from the Home Office pretty much to that effect. It says, "It is vital that police and security services are able to obtain communications data in certain circumstances to investigate serious crime and terrorism and to protect the public. We need to take action to maintain the continued availability of communications data as technology changes." Well, now, of course, it puts the Labour Party into a fairly invidious position here. I mean, they will try to find, I suspect, some way of opposing it when they actually get the details, at least on the details, though it will certainly enrage the civil liberties lobby. We've already had a senior Conservative MP, David Davis, complaining about it bitterly, and the civil and internet providers also are liable to be fairly upset about it, and the civil liberties campaigners themselves, such as Shami Chakrabarti, are sort of comparing it to the repressive regimes across the world.
This is more ambitious than anything that's been done before, and it was rejected before the last election under the Labour government. Fierce resistance from both coalition parties, and yet now we are told by the Sunday Times that the coalition government plans to introduce legislation. So there's an element of the, whoever you vote for, the government gets in the Empire Strikes Back, and they've got the same agenda as they had before.
Of course, the interesting thing is that back in the middle of the 17th century, Oliver Cromwell handed control of the post office to his chief spymaster so that he could have a good old gander at letters from would-be conspirators, secretly of course, and then pass them on. So nothing has changed.